Flight boss, bitch. You're now listening to the Archangel Uriel. This is the mind of an Antares moon, and I'm here to carry out God's duties and responsibilities. And you know, we're gonna talk about the world's horoscope for May 25th, 2015. And you know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about everything that's going on right now for this week through May 25th until next Monday, until that week. So right now, before we even start anything, I want to say we just over last night we just left Regulus moon, which is 29 degrees Leo, carried over to maybe 2 degrees Virgo. So we're still feeling the effects of Regulus right now, but it's passing aspects. It's not the actual aspect. It's the energy. Like say Regulus was a head king, right? And the Pacific 3 degrees he's in, he's there. Now once he leaves, some of his soldiers may be behind him. You know what I'm saying? So they're not him, but they're carrying his energy because they're carrying his thoughts. His techniques, his teachings, you know what I'm saying? So he didn't pass, but he still has soldiers there that's carrying out his traits that's behind him. So that's what a later degree kind of metaphorical its way into. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even though that's not even a sentence I just said, barely was a word. But y'all get what the fuck I'm saying. So that's the energy that's going around. We're feeling the Regulus energy, the impact right now. Regulus, and it's deep rooted into our emotions right now and the way we think and see things. So everybody to a certain extent right now is having powerful emotions, powerful thoughts, new ways of coming up with solutions and different things, and trying to be in power. You know what I'm saying? Empowered. Not empower, but empowered. When you empowered, you're empowered within yourself. When you empower, you empower over others. You know what I'm saying? This Regulus energy is making everybody empowered within themselves. Everybody trying to get a hold of their own feelings and everything right now. So, that's that. You know what I'm saying? That's for look, I want to get that out of here. So let's go to regular disclaimers. Flight boss. Now, okay, the sun is in Gemini right now, and I usually freestyle these, but yeah, I got the planetary positions right now. I already know where all the planetary positions at, but the reason why I'm looking at it because I would like to know the Pacific degree. You know what I'm saying? And I may not always even do that. Only reason I wanted to know the Pacific degree today is because I knew the Pacific degree that the Archangel Raphael was going to appear. So, you know, I keep tabs on these kind of things. So when I'm about to do a video or something like that, I try to incorporate it. And since I'm doing this kind of video today, which is the horoscope for May 25th through the next 7 days, I felt the need to, you know, go to a website to have the degrees up there right now. You know what I'm saying? Because that's here or there. So the sun is in Gemini, right? So the third house emphasis is put over the world right now. Well, not even the world, but as far as the Western Hemisphere and all that right now, the third house prospects and aspects and shit is full in effect right now. Now, the sun being in Gemini, this is a good time for the energy that's flowing on right now is a very loose energy, a very curious energy, a very how can I put this? Because if you're not an air sign, you may come outside, or if you don't have a lot of air in your chart, you may come outside feeling like, damn, I feel off track today, or I feel weird, or I feel scattered, or I feel, and this is the reason why, because the sun is in Gemini. So this is, what is the sun? Life, vitality, actions. These are the actions of the actionary energies of that's going on today. So the actionary energies that's flowing through today is communication, but not always communicating with other people. You may have to communicate with yourself and find better ways to communicate with yourself, so you don't put yourself in an illusion, or put yourself in a situation where you're not fully aware of, sure of everything that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So this is that energy right now. Now this energy is very compatible with sun sign, air signs. Like people who have the sun and air signs, this energy right now is very compatible with that, because they already know how to, they're already familiar with this energy as far as their actions going on. So a lot of people are going to be very comfortable with air sign actions, and a lot of people are going to be not very comfortable with air sign actions. But it's all about air qualities as far as actions right now. So you know, say you a water sign, right? And or a fire sign, and you don't like the gossip, right? You don't like the gossip, and you next to a person that they keep gossiping and shit like that, right? Actually, you are the minority right now. Your feeling of you not liking to gossip and you're the minority right now. Like, some other times it may be the opposite, but during when the sun is in air signs, you're in the minority. So whatever hatred you're feeling towards this person gossiping, you're going to be looked at as a negative person if you try to oppose it or something like that, because the energies that's going on right now is more compatible with the air traits, air quality, and that's part of an air trait. But see, reason why I say all communications might not deal with communicating with something else or someone else. Sometimes it may deal with dealing with the side, because that's the air quality the Geminis carry. You know what I'm saying? Because it's in the first quadrant of houses. Like the first house through the sixth house will be the self. You know what I'm saying? Then you have the seventh house, which is the self and the other person, the other relationship. Then from the 7th to the 12th will be the houses that's relatable to the outside. You know what I'm saying? So the 1 through 6 houses is inside, and 7 through 12 houses is outside, which is who you're relating to. So and the first couple houses is the bottom, and the first through 6th house is the bottom half of the geographical location of the houses, and 7th through 12th is the top half of the geographical location of the natal houses. You know what I'm saying? But if you flip it from an earth perspective, the top will seem on the bottom and the bottom will seem on the top, because the sun is exalted in Aries, and the sun is at the highest point in Aries. And if Aries is going to be the below the horizon of the chart, then that won't be possible. So it's a lot of, see, I'm getting off basis, man. See, let me get back to May 25th. You know what I'm saying? May 25th. The sun is in Gemini. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like I said, the energy right now gonna have you scattered. Especially if you're a person who deals with emotions, like feelings and emotions. Like if you're a fire or water sign, you deal with feelings and emotions. If you're an air or earth sign, you deal with thoughts and the intellect. You know what I'm saying? You deal with the thought process and the intellect. So your feelings become filtered through your thoughts and how you should think about them. And if you're a fire or water sign, your thoughts get filtered to your feelings, how you should feel about them. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, air and earth are the thinkers, are the thinkers. You have earth is the yang thinker, air is the yin thinker. No, yin, yeah, air is the yang thinker. Well, no, I had it right the first time. You know what I'm saying? Because fire and air are male, and earth and water are female. Male is yang, female is yang. So air is the yang version of the thinker, and earth is the yin version of the thinker. So this is why earth signs may not come out as communicative as air signs, and they come across more reserved, because they're thinking from the inside and introverted, and the air signs come across more communicative because they're thinking extroverted. Now on the fire and the water side, there are the fillers. Fire is the yang version of the filler. Water is the yin version of the filler. So this is why fire signs may express their feelings more, because they're the extroverted filler, and water may show intensity and secretive matters, but before they express. Before they express themselves, they may have been feeling that way for the longest, which allowed them to express themselves to the extreme because they had it, you know what I'm saying? So they expressed them feelings introverted. You know what I'm saying? This is why water signs come across moody. And this is why fire signs come across as spontaneous and careless. Because as soon as the moment they feel something, they act on it. And then the water signs, as soon as they feel something, they get moody about it. And if they feel extreme enough to let that shit go, it's this very hot water, nigga. It might melt the skin off you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just to get you to understand that fire and water right now is going to feel scattered in this with their actions right now. Their actions is not compatible right now at all. But whereas fire can see an opportunity in that chaos, and water could only try to absorb an opportunity in that fire. I mean, in that air. You know what I'm saying? Because fire is a sextile to air, as in the actions. So we're not compatible with it right now, but we can see an opportunity. Like all this compatibility shit, if you're a fire sign, stay with a fire sign. If you're a water sign, stay with a water sign. If you're an air sign, stay with an air. Because once you start talking about air go with fire and water go to earth, you're gonna be losing yourself. Because you all the signs, all the planets, you're gonna lose yourself. That only hold weight to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's just the sun. You know what I'm saying? Now let's go into the moon. The moon right now is in Virgo. So right now Mercury, we need to know what's going on with Mercury. Now Mercury is in Gemini. So right now communication skills are heightened. Communication is heightened. This is the only reason I even came to the conclusion to do my first weekly horoscope, because communication is heightened right now. Now, as far as the communication, the reason why I say it's heightened is because Mercury is the ruler of Virgo and Gemini. The moon is in Virgo, which is our reactionary state, our emotional state, how we feel, and the sun is in Gemini, which is our actionary state, so whatever like that. So whatever is being communicated on the earth right now is on par with people's actions and reactions. Now, as far as people's personal signs and planets and how it's going to hold up to what's going on, is dependent on you. But this is as far as the energy that's going on right now. Like when you step outside and start interacting and start going with the flow and stuff like that, the energy is gonna push you in areas where you need to communicate better, more efficiently, use more intellect. Make sure you know what you're talking about before you talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Also, Mercury is in retrograde, so it's like Mercury is taking a step back from its normal path, and it's taking a step back, and it's looking at some of the path it just laid down. So it's looking at itself. So the intellect is looking at itself. Communication is looking at itself and seeing what it needs. So the Mercury within inside you is looking at itself, and depending on what house is, what area is looking at itself, but an area in your life, but it's looking at itself. Not itself, but it's looking at what it just laid out. So this is the time you need to go back on anything you may have put out there, any energy you may have put out there, any negative and positive annotations you may have put out there. Like affirmations is powerful. Right now is not the time to be making affirmations for fun. Like don't be flipping coins, don't be putting things down on paper, don't be just to be doing it. You gotta really know what you're doing. Like if you have an agenda behind something, like say you go to a store, right? And a person who usually work at that store is always there. And they always ask you, oh, you gonna get your favorite thing today? Now say you go to the store and you expecting that. But say you make an affirmation like, but if they're not there today and they don't ask me that today, then this is going to happen. You just made an affirmation, and this is the worst time to do that, because what's going to happen is nothing's going to happen you wanted to happen, and nothing's going to happen you didn't want to happen. But what's going to happen is something else is going to happen, and it ain't going to be good or bad, but it's going to be a lesson you need to be learned, because you're not utilizing your energies right. And you know what I'm saying, and it's something that's going to put you on a path to show you that you're not utilizing your energies right. Like you might go get a lottery ticket, right, and then something jump into you to make you waste $20 on lottery tickets or lottery scratch offs and shit like that, and you may lose on all of them, just to show you that you don't make affirmations that you're not sure about, or don't make affirmations for fun right now, because Mercury is in effect, and anything that you put out there is jumping into a vortex right now, because nothing is in direct, so nothing is in an okay right now. Saturn is in retrograde also, so this even putting burden on your time. Be careful on the amount of time you even spend on affirmations. If you got an affirmation you're not sure about, and you starting to think about it, like, I should do it but I shouldn't, and you starting to think of other shit to put with it, shit like that, cancel that whole shit, because you putting time into that. And anything you put time in right now, since Saturn is in retrograde, is not going to come through in fruition. It's going to jump into that vortex, and until it go back direct, that's when it's going to pursue. Now, I don't want people to think that this is right, like not to start nothing when Mercury is in retrograde or Saturn and stuff like that. That's false. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. But what happens is you have to keep your intent strong a lot longer. So this is a reason why it is a good idea not to do nothing in a Mercury retrograde, but at the same time it's like it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter. It's just you have to know what's going on, though. If you're a person who don't know what's going on, and it's a Mercury retrograde going on, and then you doing new shit, of course your shit gonna be fucked up. Like, somebody ran into a pole, electricity was down for almost a day around where I'm at. My phone, I already have 4G, but I just usually stay on Wi-Fi, so I don't have to use it unless I'm out somewhere else. The Wi-Fi was out, so I tried to use my 4G on my phone. It was acting like I didn't even have no service. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit was like haywire. You know what I'm saying? People from the past is coming up. You know what I'm saying? It's like new people is coming around. Like, Mercury retrograde is like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't want people to think that is the reason why they say it's not a good thing is because this is why. And I don't even think people who tell you that it's not good to start new projects in a Mercury retrograde, I don't even think people who tell you that know the reason why you shouldn't. This is the reason why you shouldn't. The reason why you shouldn't start nothing new is because anything you do now in a Mercury retrograde, anything that's held in the Mercury field, and anything that's attached to your Mercury, squares, opposition, any other planet this is what happens. Anything you do in the Mercury field, when Mercury is in retrograde, when the energy orb goes up to anything you put out in the universe, anything that's dealing with the Mercury aspect of it, instead of it jumping up there and jumping in the vortex and then flowing through with it, it jumps up there and then get caught in the vortex of the retrograde. So when Mercury's going back and then you trying to push something forward, the thing you trying to push forward gets caught up in the retrograde fear of reality. So the retrograde, the actual definition of it is not going forward. It's not going forward. It's either going back or staying stationary, and it's going backwards. So you pushed a forward energy into going backwards. You know what I'm saying? So the best energy to work with this is to do something that you was already working on. Like, I'm working on an It mixtape. So what the best way to work with this energy is to go back on that mixtape and work on things that I may need to fix, work on certain shit, do certain things, finish songs that I didn't finish. It would not be wise for me to go start a new mixtape right now, because I will fuck up and take off a lot of energy from the It mixtape that it would have had, and reciprocated it into some shit that I'm trying to push forward on. And then when I start doing it, all it's gonna do is go into the vortex of going back. So a lot of things gonna push me to thinking I should be working on an It mixtape. So I might be starting things. It's gonna play out like I'm gonna be taking songs off this new project I'm doing, and I think I should put it on the It mixtape, and this is gonna be to the point that I don't even get neither one of them done. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it play out. Now, when you try to start a new project, you know what I'm saying, and it's a forward thinking. So when you're putting things together in your mind, that's Mercury energy. It's going to receive that energy, but it's receiving a forward energy, and it's right now it's going back. So is incompatible to what's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's the real reason why you shouldn't do things on the Mercury retrograde. So that eliminates the spookiness of thinking that I shouldn't do nothing on the Mercury retrograde. No, you can do what the fuck you want to do. But that gives you the basis of what's going to happen. Now, say you choose to start something new on a Mercury retrograde. What you should do is this. When that orb goes up, the forward thinking goes up into the backwards going of the retrograde. What you can do is keep the mind frame of this is not new and this is not something I'm trying to finish. Keep the mind frame of you're just working on your intellect and putting things together. Don't have an outlook on you trying to put this project out or do something with this project. Just have an outlook on it that this is just a project I'm doing just for my spare time. So when Mercury goes in direct, you're going to have a lot of forward thinking, excellent ideas to put behind it because you wasn't on that in the time it was a Mercury retrograde. You know what I'm saying? So everything is compatible. So the way people are feeling right now, the moon is in Mercury, people are reacting in Virgo ways, or the energy is going on where the reactionary station should be reacted in a Virgo way. So people should be very practical in the way they react to things. People should think before they react. People should don't go out expressing things and shit before you understand it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to be looked at when Mercury go back in direct. People are not going to come to you for that information. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you got things packed down, and make sure you don't stop your routine, because Virgos like to keep a routine going and like to do things, and you know, when the moon travels through it, they can slack off, you know what I'm saying, and feel like, well, I could take a break right now. And this is the affliction between when the moon is going through a person's sun sign. You know what I'm saying? So we wanna go ahead and think before we do things right now, and be very preserved, and do not react. Be careful about reactions. It could put you in trouble right now. And you know, Gemini, they're very quick, fast, and may put themselves in situations where someone may oppose them that they have to react. But you need to think right now, and think before you do anything, since the moon is in Virgo, and you won't put yourself in that situation. And Mercury is going to help all that anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's going to help communications. Now, Venus is in Cancer. This is making everybody care, but at the same time, people are communicating what they care about. Now, you're gonna put yourself, depending on what kind of sign you're gonna put yourself in situations where people don't care about what you care about. You're gonna put yourself in situations where people don't want to hear about what you're talking about. You're gonna put yourself in situations where people may overly care about what you're talking about, and you may not feel comfortable expressing it. So you may throw off a negative annotation on what you're talking about, just to have people ease up a little bit on you. You know what I'm saying? Because